A very fun thing about my garden is that I recently revamped the little sidewalk, so it cost me a few bags of mulch, but that's okay. It's so fun when you get down here. So let me show you what's new at the garden. Let me show you this really cool thing that's in my garden this morning and see if any of you know what this is. See those little golden eggs? Oh no! There's a bug that's after the golden eggs. No, don't eat them. I'm so curious to know what that is. Well, whatever that insect is, it just went behind that center leaf. Hopefully Miss Lady Beetle right there will take care of it and help guard those eggs. But does anybody know what lays golden eggs in the garden? I don't know. I've been wanting to watch them hatch though. I know I could clip that off and take it inside, but I'm not somebody who does that. I let nature be. But that's just so fascinating. I wanted to show you all the beautiful golden eggs. If anyone knows what that is, let me know. So while the Vikings were descended upon the land last weekend, we all found an auction to go to, and I hadn't been to an auction in years. So I got to get better at my auction skills. I got to learn to rein myself in, I think. But my husband saw this. It's a Mantis double-sided or Mantis twin composter apparatus. And I looked it up online and found out what one cost new. Can you believe these things are $500 brand new? I mean, it's basically a barrel on a stand with two sides that open and a crank that turns it. $500. So they started the bidding really low, and it ended up being me against this other guy, and I was like staring him down. I was like, even though a good thing that my glasses go dark, because I was like staring him down. But I won the auction. I won the bid, and we got a new composter. I'm super excited. I can just throw my leaves in there, my bunny poo, straw, and kitchen scraps. And I haven't looked up any instructions on this thing yet, but I mean, common sense says, you know, probably don't fill the chambers more than halfway full, turn every few days, and then when, you know, you stop on one side, you stop adding to it, and then you go and start adding to the other side, and you let this side just cook for, I don't know, 30 days. If anybody else has experience, leave it in the comments. Let me know if I'm missing anything. So the veggie garden itself, it's right outside of my cabin, and I can look out the window and enjoy this all the time. I love where we placed it. We're starting to, the sun's starting to go down now, so it's a nice time of day to show you the garden. So it is 3 beds. This is a no-till garden. All we did was mow the wildflowers and medicinal plants down to the ground, and then we brought in several bucket loads of topsoil from our forest floor. We added that to the beds. Of course, the thing is completely marked out with just native logs, and then I left 2-foot paths in between for easy access, and I do keep it mulched down with straw. So that being said, let me show you how I set up my garden. So on this side, in this first bed, I put all my greens. And so we have our cauliflower here. We have our Asian greens here. The Asian greens are done for now. And so I've just started pulling them up, feeding them off to the chickens. And in place, I've been adding some baby mullein. That's a biannual plant. And those will be here for the next 2 years. Then next to that is my large leaf Italian parsley. This stuff is so good in salads and in cooking. And then next to that, I have half a row of thyme and half a row of chamomile. So those will always come back. I'll always have this here. Now, next to that, it's going to be impossible for you to see because it's just in its infancy right now. But we do have, if I can get down close enough, we do have chives growing in here. So I have 2 rows of chives, and that should always be here. Then in the very ends is where I did my flowers this year. So we have a row of cosmos, and we have a row of nasturtiums. Really wish I would have put the nasturtiums all the way around the garden, because nasturtiums are completely edible, every part of it. It's a magnet to pollinators. It's also a magnet to naughty insects. And so it draws naughty insects away from your cabbages and your greens and other things and brings them down here. So next year, I'll do it a little bit different, and I'll put that all the way around. Okay, over here, I have an entire row of calendula. Next year, I'll probably put in a second row of calendula. I like it so much. And then jalapeno peppers, and these are little mini colored bell peppers. I'm looking forward to that. The mice ate almost all of them. I ended up with 2. Those were very hard to grow from seed, but I did. I managed to save 2. Okay, and then you can see this whole mess here is just tomatoes. So some were from a greenhouse, and some I grew myself from seed. So from the greenhouse, I chose a Celebrity Plus and Jet Star. And this is mid-June, and I do have lots of baby tomatoes in here. They're doing so well. They're such a beautiful deep green. I love these. And then on the end are the Rutgers that I grew myself from seed, and they're just now starting to bloom out. I'm very excited to grow Rutgers and seed save for next year. And then I had an overflow of tomatoes. I do have the pink champagne cherry tomatoes, so I ended up with 1, 2 of those, so they did have to move down to this end. So I really didn't want to put tomatoes over here, but I just didn't have anywhere else to put them. And so these are my cucurbits. So this is cucumbers and cantaloupes growing down here, and then of course a couple of potatoes, and then another row of cosmos and some more nasturtiums. So that is how my garden grows. I would love to hear all about your veggie garden this year. Please put in the comments what you put in your garden, what were your surprises, and what are your favorites so far. If I had to pick a favorite so far, it would be kind of hard. But right now, it's irresistible. Those bright orange nasturtium blooms. I mean, they are just so glorious right now in the garden. I absolutely love them. I want to plant them everywhere around my garden beds next year. All right, you guys, sending you much love and light. Blessed be.